Greetings YouTube. I've got another layout update video for you. Today we are back in the staging room. I've made pretty good progress since the last video. The track is pretty much all down. All the bench work is done. About half the feeders and the wiring is done. The only thing that really hasn't even begun yet, none of the solenoids for the turnout points have been wired up. Most of them aren't even installed. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that needs to be done. So in the last video, this bench work here wasn't finished, and I was kind of dreading that because it's at a funny angle here, but it actually was pretty easy. I just basically framed in first, and then for the plywood, I used these two are not 4 foot wide, so the pieces that I ripped off from these two, I basically used here. This is two separate pieces, which is fine. I mean, not perfectly ideal, but it worked out okay. So here's everything. These are the locomotive storage tracks here. And then for the rest of the tracks, the outer track here is the main line, which comes through from the train room all the way around and then back into the train room again. So this will be held empty. The outer 3 tracks here I plan to use for passenger trains because they're the longest and because the radiuses up there are the largest radius. The middle 3 tracks here I plan to use for like unit trains, things that don't ever get broken up, that always stay together. And then the inner 3 tracks I plan to use for just like assorted rolling stock that I will make up consists and then run into the other room into the switching yard in there. So yeah, with these 3, the inner 3 tracks being the ones I'm messing around with the most. If I have to do Hand of God moves, I don't have to reach too far. And also here, there's some lead here that you can come over here to the locomotive storage tracks, grab some head end power, then come over here and then use these 3 tracks to assemble up the train to go to switch in the other room. So overall, I estimate I have about between 115, maybe as many as 120 pieces of flex track. There are about 10 in the main line that goes around, and the rest of it is all storage. And if that much flex track, this is all I have left over. Okay, so the control panels are going to be down at this end. This one controls the main line and the 9 through sidings. This one, which will mount up like right here maybe, controls the 11 locomotive storage tracks. Okay, so on the control panel, it's basically these 2 switches here control the turnouts that get you off the main line. Like when it's down, then the train would continue to go through the main line and back into the train room. If it's diverged, then it will come up into the staging tracks. For each of the 9 staging tracks, there's a button, a green LED, a switch, and a blue LED. The button, this isn't hooked up yet, but when you push it, will line all the turnouts to come to this siding. And then the switch is for the power. Middle is off, up is on, and then down will be like an automatic mode. So if it's down and then this, if it's lined to this, then it will automatically power that track. So most of the stuff I don't have done yet. I have not figured out what control system I'm going to use on the new layout. My old layout, I used a system from CTI. I still have a lot of the equipment, so I may go with them. I may go with like a JMRI. I may try and do my own. There'll be probably multiple videos in the future on that part of it. So yeah, until now, basically this just turns power on and off to each of the tracks. All right, well, let's head out into the layout room and see what I have done in here. So in the layout room, I have most of the bench work done. No track though, unfortunately. We'll start over here in the corner. This is where the double main line comes in through from the staging room that we just were looking at. So the double track main will come through here, out a tunnel. There will be a mountain here and a mountain here with the valley kind of right here. In the very back corner, I'm going to have a hydroelectric dam with a lake behind it. This bridge right here, which is a kit that I built a long time ago, I do not remember the brand. And I don't remember if these tracks came with it or if that's something separate. But this bridge is going to be like right around there, kind of like that, or similar. And then the double track will come around. This will be mountain here, kind of pretty much floor to ceiling. The track will cut along here and around. Back in this area back here is going to be kind of the industry area. There'll be various places to switch in here. This maybe isn't the way it's going to be. I'll lay out the businesses and see how it's going to work out there. This is the branch line, which breaks off about right here, and we'll start climbing at a 3% grade all the way up around, cross over the double main line here, come over. This is the city of Blue Lake right here. It'll have a passenger station and a freight depot, and then the branch line will Y, go back through the wall over there and come out. It'll come out through, it'll run along the wall here and come out, I don't know, in here somewhere. And then in this corner right here will be like an L-shaped layout that probably comes out as far as the post here. Obviously, none of this I have built yet. This will be the city of Aberdeen. There'll be some industry and passenger station here to switch. And then as we're going around, the double track main will come along and branch out here. And this will be like a 6-7 foot long passenger station from here, probably into this area here somewhere. I want that to be the first thing you see when you walk in the room. Like, so you come in and boom, there's just the giant passenger station right here. And then coming around this peninsula area here will be like the downtown area. There will be my 2 skyscrapers will go here almost all the way to the ceiling. And then right down the middle will be a park. There'll be like a road that goes kind of around. At one end will be City Hall. At the other end will be the courthouse. And then along this side will be just various like commercial businesses and stuff in through there. And then the only track that's going to be in the peninsula will be a trolley line, a light rail I'm going to have that runs just to kind of tie this into the rest of the layout. And then as we come around here, Back here is going to be the switching yard. So trains will come in, drop off freight here, and then the branch line will pick it up and then deliver it out to the different locations. And then the double track main will continue to come along here, go around the corner. This area here is going to be like higher density residential, fading into like single family homes here. And then some of the bigger, nicer houses I have will kind of go up on a hill here. And then the double track main will continue along, and I need to build some more bench work right here. The double track will come around there, kind of split in two probably, go through the wall here, and then this room here is going to be, the track will kind of come around, loop all the way around, go back through the wall, and then back the way it came on the double track. I don't know if I'm going to scenic this. I'll probably will eventually scenic the area in there, but not right away. And so then the double track will come back all the way around, and then back through the wall and back into the staging room. Okay, so the lighting. All this track lighting, pretty much, except for like maybe one, I had to get like one more of these long tracks. All this was from my old layout. So unfortunately, all these bulbs are like the old compact fluorescent bulbs. They're not the newer LED bulbs, which I guess just either weren't available or weren't readily available at the time when I did these. The disadvantage to them is they don't dim very low. They come to about, I don't know, 30% or something, then just go completely out. So before I had a mix of some incandescents that came on. My old layout, I had a like an automatic day-night cycle where it would start off with, I had one red floodlight in the east end, and that was like the sun coming up, and then it faded to some incandescents, and then once those got bright, then these would come on for the day, and then the process would reverse for night. At the other end of the room was another red light that was the sun setting. And then I have a bunch of blue Christmas lights that I'll probably just string up all across the ceiling, which will be for like stars at night to give a little bit of light in the nighttime. So yeah, I don't even have any dimmers or anything on these now. They're just hooked up to the wall switch. I'll work on that eventually. So that is about it for what I have done. Seems like a pretty short video for all the work I've put into this thing, but so that's about all I've got to show you for this video. Hopefully by the next one, we'll have some track down, maybe even do a little bit of scenery. That's the part I can't wait for. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.